Hi all, how are you? So, since we're all cooped up, I decided this would be a video that could be of assistance. I hope it will be. Today is March 26th, 2020, and 1 year ago, I was told that I was terminal and that I would not be alive in a year, which marks today, or so. Whew! It's really surreal to look back on that day. And something in me knew it was coming because I've had cancer since I was 24 years old, and I just turned 50. So I've had it pretty much every 5 years my entire life. But in 2017, I was diagnosed with a 9 centimeter tumor on my liver. And although they didn't say stage 4, when it transfers from the eye to the liver, that's stage 4. So I wasn't diagnosed. They didn't quite say, oh, you're terminal, until 1 year ago. And I did not do well with the diagnosis. I actually created a lot of anger. And my best friend Tanya was with me, and she was crying, not only because she did not want that diagnosis, she was crying because, and I'm gonna cry, yeah, I was done, guys. I was done. I just, whew, I wasn't creating any hope, and I told myself that I played victim. I actually did everything that wasn't what my heart would say, or what I would teach, or what I would write about. I was the antithesis of that. I was done. And fortunately, my sister girl, Heidi Grant, spoke with me and said, is there anything left for you while you're here still? And I said, I want to just unconditionally love my son. No matter how he shows up, that's what I'd want to do with the rest of my life. And that may sound easy for all of you. Yeah, unconditionally love your kid. Well, I really realized that a lot of times I hadn't been loving him unconditionally. I wanted him to show up a certain way. And if he didn't meet my models, because I didn't have the love to give, and because I wasn't loving myself, I would notice that I didn't have it to give him. It seemed that I was giving him love. And true unconditional love is something that I had experienced from Cinnamon, first person that I'd experienced that from. And I had yet to really experience it in a way that was so close to the fire all the time. And I just said, yeah, I am excited to just give him all I've got If that's a month, 2 months, 3 months, I'm not sure. And, but first, I've got to breathe in and fill up my tank. And so I took off to Bali and then Alaska. And something shifted for me on those trips where I just came back with the knowing that just because a doctor tells me that I'm going to die in a year doesn't make it so. And that I was buying into this diagnosis instead of being willing to truly live. And the only way that I could really do that is by addressing my fear of death. We all know there's going to come a time where we're going to die. I knew, I'll speak for myself, of course, I know there's a time I'm going to die. And I have feared death for as long as I can remember. When I was young, if I saw a Comet bottle underneath the sink and I even touched it, I was so paranoid that I was going to be poisoned and die. And it was just this really strong fear, whether it was programmed or ancestral or who knows. It was very intense for me when I was younger. And I, at times, wondered if I was a hypochondriac because everything I touched was And so throughout the years, I ended up letting go of that. And then I got cancer, so that it's always been in the back of my mind on high alert. And so when I was finally willing to address my fear and to go the distance and go there, imagining myself actually dying, that is when I truly started to live. And during these times, right now, well, first of all, before I say that, I am here 1 year later, not just doing well, I'm doing very well. Doctors don't even know what to say. They just look at me and say, well, keep doing what you're doing. They don't really want to know what I'm doing. And I don't need them to know. I know what I'm doing. And I know there is going to come a time where I'm going to die. And until then, my deepest desire is to love unconditionally while I'm here, and then to go in peace, knowing that nothing was going to stop me from living my life, even a stage 4 diagnosis. And the doctor said, the only thing that's going to save you is if you do immunotherapy, and he gave me a 10% chance of living with immunotherapy. And that was immediately a no for me. That doesn't mean it's a no for everyone else. And what I have really learned, that by letting go of the fear of death, it's opened my heart to listen and know what to do and what not to. I don't have it that there is one way Everybody is different. Sometimes chemo, if you truly know that chemo could help you, I say do it with all your heart. For me, that was not my way. And I went and lived with a Qigong master for a month. I've gone down to the Hoxie Clinic and I'm on the Hoxie Tonic and other things from the Biomedical Center in Tijuana. I did vitamin C treatments. I've done all sorts of protocols. Uh, really super clean in my diet. But when I know what's been most effective is me being peaceful inside of myself, loving myself, so I have it to give my son and others, to truly claim that Christ consciousness that is inside all of us. So during this time, I really found it, I wasn't planning on coming on today, and now that the coronavirus is here, I would really like to invite you all to let go of the fear of death. So you create the wisdom on knowing how to take care of yourself during this time, whether that is social distancing, completely not seeing people, or going on a walk and seeing people 6 feet apart. Only you are going to know what is best, and that God-given wisdom is not going to come through if you're creating fear. Love is smart. It tells you what to do and you can stand on it. And I said, if I die in 6 months, then I know I'm supposed to, because I really created that confidence inside myself by letting go. Now, I'm not saying there's been tons of times where I've created fear. I'm not saying I have just been, oh, I let go and it was that easy. No, this has been a discipline that every time I fall off the horse, I'm back on, back on, back on. And so it is so important to just go to that place, breathe in, don't resist it, don't resist the even idea of death, and move through it. Move through it. Because this is our temporary experience. It's the Earth School game, and we just pass on over and have a great laugh that we so bought into this game and made it so real. So I wanted to just give you a suggestion of something you can do or not. It's what I did. And Heidi was the one who actually suggested it when I was having a very challenging time, and just, I was afraid to live, I was afraid to die, I was just like, blah, 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 all over the place. And she said to imagine myself in like a swirling bowl. I imagined a toilet bowl, but just this whirlpool. And you can't climb out of that whirlpool. I mean, this is just the way it is. And she said, and I want you to just feel the entire thing and then allow yourself to go through when you're finally willing. And I am not kidding you. When I did this exercise, I was grasping on the water. I was doing everything to not just be flushed out. And the minute I finally let go in that exercise, I was taking a bath and I just let go. Oh my gosh. Just passing into the all, and the peace and relief I created was as if I had actually died. And it worked, because since then, my fear of death it comes at times. I create it at times. And for the most part, I'm on it, on it, on it, on it. And I wanted to end this with, if you guys don't know this, the Rumi quote, "The Guest House," Rumi the poet. And I find it applicable here. "This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness. So momentary awareness calls. An unexpected visitor, welcome. An unexpected visitor, welcome and entertain them all. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep our house empty of its furniture. Still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever case, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond." Actually, be grateful for whatever comes. I couldn't read my writing. Sorry. Be grateful for whatever comes. Cancer, coronavirus, death. It's all here to sweep out our fears that this is it. There's nothing else. It's not true. There's so much more. And I want to be here, and I want to live, truly live, as long as I'm supposed to. And until then, I'm just here to be what I want to see. Me be it, not pay attention. It's none of my business what other people are doing. Just me be it. And in my own way. I hope that helps. I'm not out of the woods, and I'm doing really, really well. Love you guys. Bye.